Once upon a time, not too long ago, I made the decision to move into a cozy one-bedroom apartment in Melbourne, Australia. It was a big step for me, venturing out on my own for the first time. Little did I know, this seemingly ordinary apartment would become the setting for one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. The building itself was a relic of the past, standing tall with a history dating back to the 1930s. Despite its age, there was a certain charm about it that drew me in. However, as I would soon discover, there was something sinister lurking within its walls. It all began innocently enough. I had been living in the apartment for a few months when I returned home from work one day to discover something odd in the bathroom. The wooden board that covered a small hole in the ceiling, leading to a mysterious attic space, lay shattered on the ground. My initial reaction was one of confusion and disbelief. The board was thick and sturdy, seemingly impossible to break without considerable force. I couldn't shake the feeling of unease that washed over me as I examined the broken pieces. Had someone been tampering with it? Or worse, had someone, or something, been up in the attic? I wasted no time in reaching out to the landlord, sending her pictures of the damage and demanding answers. Her response only served to deepen my sense of dread. She admitted that previous tenants had reported similar incidents, but offered little in the way of explanation. She promised to replace the board, but her words did little to ease my troubled mind. As weeks passed without incident, I began to convince myself that I was simply overreacting. Perhaps it had been a freak accident, a one-time occurrence with a rational explanation. But just when I thought I could put the incident behind me, the true nightmare began. It was a night like any other when I was suddenly jolted awake in the early hours of the morning. A chill ran down my spine as I realized that something was terribly wrong. Goosebumps erupted across my skin, and a sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air. And then I felt it, a strange sensation, like someone was running their hands over my body. Panic seized me as I lay frozen in bed, unable to move or even breathe. But the worst was yet to come. From somewhere above me, I heard a faint dragging sound, like something heavy being dragged across the floor. My heart pounded in my chest as I strained to listen, every nerve in my body on high alert. It was as if someone, or something, was moving in the darkness just beyond my reach. Summoning every ounce of courage I had, I finally managed to tear myself from the safety of my bed. Armed with nothing but a cricket bat, I crept through the silent apartment, my senses on high alert for any sign of danger. And then I saw it, the new board covering the hole in the ceiling, shattered into two pieces just like before. Dread washed over me as I realized that whatever, or whoever, had broken it was still here, lurking in the shadows. But the horror didn't end there. As I made my way to the bathroom, a chilling sound echoed through the apartment, a soft, insidious whispering that seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves. It was a sound unlike anything I had ever heard before, a chorus of voices that spoke in hushed tones of terror and despair. "It's your turn. It's your turn," they repeated, each word sending shivers down my spine. I felt as though I had stumbled upon something ancient and malevolent, something that had been waiting for me in the darkness all along. Desperate to escape the nightmare unfolding around me, I flicked on every light in the apartment, hoping to banish the darkness and the horrors that lurked within it. But it was no use. The power flickered and died, plunging me into an abyss of darkness and fear. And then came the sound, the agonized cries of my beloved pet budgie, Dexter, echoing through the silent apartment like a lament for the damned. With a sinking heart, I raced to the kitchen, my worst fears confirmed as I found him half drowned in the toilet bowl. I was overcome with a sense of sickening dread as I realized that whatever haunted this place had taken everything from me, my sense of safety, my peace of mind, and now, my faithful companion. In the cold light of day, I made the decision to leave that accursed apartment behind, determined to put the horrors of that night behind me once and for all. But as I packed my bags and prepared to leave, I couldn't shake the feeling that whatever had haunted that place would never truly be gone. As I drove away from that place of nightmares, I made a silent vow to never look back, to never return to the darkness that had consumed me whole. And though I have long since left that haunted apartment behind, The memory of that fateful night still haunts me to this day, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurks in the hidden corners of the world.